Hey, my Nikki Boos, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Guys, this very well may just end up being a cookie video. So I did not record earlier, busy just doing other things, still haven't gotten to my nails. But I wanted to make this chicken, and because I'm brainstorming with it, I just thought I would show you guys how I did it. So if the video is too long, it will strictly just be a cooking video. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm using to make this stuffed chicken. This is totally different. I've never done this before. I don't know what it's gonna taste like, but let me just show you guys. I'm starting out with some boneless, skinless chicken breast. That's first. I'm going to add some butter and cream cheese, and then I'm just gonna season it real good. I'm also adding in some shrimp. I have no idea what this is gonna be like, but let's just get into the video. First thing first, while the chicken is soaking, because I had to rinse it off, I'm gonna peel these because they will be cut up. So I gotta peel them and then also devein them. See that? I don't like that in my shrimp at all. So I'm gonna devein them and peel them, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now that I have all of them deveined, show you what they look like once you split them down the middle. Now that they all are deveined, I'm just going to chop them up. No specific size, just cut them up. Okay, so I got everything chopped up, ready for the cream cheese. I'm gonna put a little Lowry seasoning salt, some garlic powder. I'm gonna season the chicken as well, but this is the main ingredient I wanted to add since I have shrimp going in it. So I'm gonna add some Old Bay, a good amount of Old Bay seasoning. And I'm going to add some minced garlic and some, probably no onions, but just some minced garlic. I buy a big jar of minced garlic because I use it very, very often. And it lasts a long time. Like, this jar is good until 2021. And I'm sure it'll be gone way before that. And I bought it in 2019. So I'm gonna add that, and then I'm gonna add some savory seasonings because we're taking our good old famous cream cheese and not making a sweet dish, but we're making a savory dish. If I had some fresh herbs, I would totally use them. Like some parsley or something, but I don't. So I'm gonna add Italian seasoning. If you guys do not know what's inside of Italian seasoning, there's oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. So I'm gonna add a good amount of that as well. Because I freaking love the flavor of oregano, this is just plain oregano. I'm just gonna add some of that. Some extra. Now there's two types of paprika. You can use regular paprika or you can use smoked paprika. And I like the smoked better than the regular paprika. So I'm gonna add some of that in there as well. Just to give it, you know, some oomph. Like I said, y'all, I have no idea. I have no idea what this is gonna taste like. I'm just in the kitchen getting creative as I usually do. Not gonna add a lot of this, just a A little bit. Okay, and give it a little mix. So this little mixture here is going to get mixed into the cream cheese, which is what we're going to stuff the chicken with. I might add some cheese in here. I might add a little bit of cheese. Like some cheddar cheese. That's probably what I'm gonna add in. Okay, this looks good by itself to me. It smells good. If only y'all could smell this. Oh. So if you guys have ever watched me make stuffed chicken before, you know there's two ways to do it. You can beat the chicken flat until it's very, very thin, stuff it and fold it over. But what I found is the chicken, this side will be super duper thick. So I don't do that, but that is an option for you. What I do is just fillet the breast. Let me take this bracelet off. It's making noise. Now I gotta clean my bracelet. Okay, so I just pretty much fillet the chicken. And in order to do this, you definitely need a good sharp knife to do this. I'm trying to fixate it where you can actually see what I'm doing without my hand being in the way. Okay, so now it's much thinner, and instead of like beating it down, this is not very thick, so I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Because sometimes I can get 3 slices out, but it's not that thick. So I'm going to stuff it, and then I'll just put the top back on it. Okay? You guys will see me do that. But let me go ahead and fillet the rest of these, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have filleted all of the chickens. Basically as thin as I possibly can. Don't have to be perfect. So before we move on to stuffing these, we have to finish making the stuffing. I'm going to start with the cream cheese. I got 2 of the 8-ounce, is this considered 8-ounce one? Yeah, 8-ounce bars. This may or may not be too much, but either way I need enough cream cheese because that's actually a lot of shrimp. So I'm going to use 2 of these, and I have them sitting out so they are softened. You can do this inside of a blender or whatnot, but I don't feel like I need to do that. It doesn't matter to me that it's not perfectly mixed up, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use these 2. Get all of that cream cheese out of there. Now, as you know, I'm also going to add butter, not margarine, real butter. The butter. And I'm going to take this glove off too because I don't feel like I need it. I'm going to use the same spoon I was mixing the shrimp up with because it's all going to the same place. The butter was also softened. The reason that I use butter is, first off, the butter is going to melt, but it's going to melt inside of the chicken. It just gives it some kind of flavor. I don't even know. I'm just gonna throw some butter in there. Probably because this is the way I make my chicken Kiev. The only thing different is I don't use cream cheese. But it's okay. So I'm gonna put in some, I wish I had some sharp cheddar, but I don't. So I'm just gonna use some mild cheddar. And then you just going to mix. You just make sure you got a spoon strong enough because it will bend. It'll bend up on you. But if everything is soft, like I had it sitting out room temperature, it'll work. See, I'm not looking for perfection. I just need to evenly incorporate it because it's easier to clean out this bowl than to be trying to get that cream cheese out of my blender. So, not doing that. So I feel like the cheese kind of give you an idea of how incorporated everything is. And as long as I see the orange cheese and not all white, I feel like it's mixed well enough. So now I'm gonna add in the shrimp. Do half so I can evenly mix everything. I probably could have used a bigger bowl, but I didn't want product to be spilled all around the bowl. I want to use it, the ingredients, not products. So I'm just mixing throughout. It smells so good, y'all. I hope it tastes as good as it smells. So I'm digging cream cheese from the bottom because it's easy, because I'm smashing it down like this. It could easily be cream cheese at the bottom that's not getting mixed in. So I'm folding it from the bottom up. And that is, I think, pretty mixed up pretty well. Good enough for me. Now I'm gonna use these in each one just to make sure that we have some in there. So now we're gonna move on to actually stuffing the chicken breast. Okay, you sound tired.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm blessed.
Amen to that.
It could be worse.
Some shit I rigged up, just so you know. Smell good though, don't it? If only they could smell it.
Anything you rig up together, I want to tell you right now how to appreciate it.
I'll be trying, man, especially with limited resources. I look in that cabinet, see what I got, and I use what I got and make it work. Okay, so the chicken is complete now, and I'm just going to sprinkle some seasoning on top. The only thing that I'm going to add on top is going to be some Lawry seasoning salt and Italian seasoning. I'm going to cook these rather slow because I don't want them to dry out. So I'm going to cook them on about 350. For how long, I don't know. I'm just going to watch it. This little concoction here is simply the box Red Lobster biscuits mix. That's what this is. Nothing special or spectacular. It just required cold water, sharp cheddar, which I only have mild, but I'm gonna use it anyway, and it requires the butter for the butter sauce. So that's all I'm doing right now, guys. I mean, if you guys shop at Sam's Club, or I think they got the smaller boxes at Walmart, then you already know what this is. I mean, so it's nothing special. This is just the way that I do mine. And while the dough is still wet, go ahead and pour in that cheese and mix, 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 mix. So we're gonna have a very carby meal here today. But these biscuits are so freaking good. Well, we love these. So then after, I usually don't make the butter sauce because I like it to be hot until these come out of the oven. And they only bake for about maybe 15 minutes. So I'm gonna put the oven on 425 and let these bake. The chicken should be out soon. Next, we are going to work on the mashed potatoes. So the chicken is now out. It's like full of cream cheese and stuff in the bottom, but we'll get, once I plate it, it'll look a lot better, and you guys, it'll make sense. It'll make sense because it's also in the butter. Here I am boiling hot water. I am boiling hot water for the mashed potatoes, but just to kick those mashed potatoes up a notch. I got a lot of garlic inside the chicken, so I don't want to add more garlic. But what I am going to add is some bouillon. And this is going to flavor those potatoes. It's going to give it some good flavor. It's another way to flavor your rice too. Just in case y'all didn't know, thank me later. So I'm just going to boil that. Let that boil, and then I'll come back once we are ready to put together the mashed potatoes. Now we're gonna put together the mashed potatoes. So I don't know the measurements, y'all. I just kind of eyeball it, how much I need for my family. Y'all do what y'all do. And for the bouillon, I think I kind of added too much in here. So I may end up having to add plain water. And the way that you sample it is when it's boiling. Get you a little bit and taste it before you add it to your potatoes. And that'll tell you if you have too much. Because then at that point your potatoes will taste too salty. So you gotta be careful with that. And then if it's too much, like at this point, you can add more water and put it back on the fire. And that will help to bring down the salt. Or if you got room in the pot after you taste it, just add the water in there. You could do that as well. See, this is like super duper 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 thick. I do like thick mashed potatoes because I feel like that's the way to make them taste homemade. And this is Idaho potatoes, and it says on the box real premium mashed potatoes. I don't know if it's real. They taste real, so that's why I only use Idaho. It's my favorite brand. Somebody else give me a different brand, I'll use it, but this is my brand of choice. So I'm gonna taste my potatoes. Even though I need a little bit more water, I'm tasting it to make sure they're not salty. They still taste a little too salty for me, so I'm gonna add some water into the pot and boil just some. Just add up like a lot more water, boil it, and then I'm gonna pour it in. Okay, so now I got my plain boiled water, and we gonna try to bring this bouillon down. too hot. I changed my spoon too because yeah, I didn't like getting potatoes all on my fingers. It was very annoying. But y'all see how that water soaked that up so fast. I probably even need a bigger bowl. I put too much potatoes in here because I normally don't make this much. So I might even need a bigger bowl. Oh boy. I'm going through all the dishes in the cupboard. Okay, y'all, give me a second. I need to change this bowl because I'm going to be all day doing it this way. Told y'all I don't measure, so as you can see, I miscalculated. So I got more wiggle room now. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just a little bit. Because I only see a little bit of potato flakes. So I'm only going to add a little. And I don't like my potatoes to look like that. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I like it to still be chunky but not looking watery. It's getting there, but I still feel like it's a little too salty still to me. So I'm going to add just a little more water. A little bit at a time. If my potatoes start to thin out too much from me continuously adding all this water, then I will simply just add more potato buds. Let me try this again. I think that's perfect. So that's ready. The next thing, let's get this butter on top of the biscuits and dinner will be served. So I melted the butter, and just by following the instructions, just melt the butter, pour this pack in there. And this is going to be the garlic butter sauce. This is the magic of these biscuits. And you're gonna mix that up until it's completely dissolved, and then you're just going to pour it over your biscuits. I always push down in mine just to make sure the flavor is being held. And that is it. This is the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see me eat this, you would need to head over to Nikki the Foodie, because I am going to do a mukbang on my dinner for tonight. And it looks delicious and I can't wait to dive in. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.